Hey everyone, welcome back to Archetypical in our We Are Archetype series. We're still here down in Orlando with a bunch of our team. Want to showcase obviously their expertise, their backgrounds, and this time we got Nathan Christmas on with us, Mr. Christmas. I love that name still. And I like the story that I love is when you first joined Archetype, it was right before you were getting married.
Oh yeah.
So he was going to have his wedding, and I just love that it's like, oh, they're Mr. and Mrs. Christmas.
That's right.
Is your parents, the amount of jokes about it must get annoying a little bit at some point.
No, it's one of those things that I've dealt with my whole life, and actually as a kid, I loved it, and most people think it's pretty cool. So it's usually kind of a really cool interaction. There's some jokes that are made.
I love it. I love it. Well, why don't we start off with a fun one, and I'll put you on the spot here because I didn't let you know I was going to ask any fun ones.
But, good. We love fun ones.
What would be your? This is one I remember I used to get back in the days when I worked Apple retail. We would ask new hires this on their first meetings. This will be fun. Mm-hmm. Favorite smell?
Favorite smell? I guess this is kind of odd, but so my family, we used to go to North Carolina, and there's a distinct smell in that Appalachian mountains.
Okay, yeah.
And for me, it's just that brings back so many memories. Every time we go to North Carolina, it's all these childhood memories. I've gone every single year since I was 9 months old. So
that's a good one. You thought of that quickly.
Yeah. That's weird. It came to me. So it was there.
So many people I know have been like, "Oh, gasoline," or
oh my gosh,
the fresh lawn clippings.
we need to check on them.
Some people love it.
It smells good. I get it, but you don't need to go, get a scented candle or anything.
Love it. So why don't we start with have you give a quick introduction, kind of a little bit of your career background, and then how you joined Archetype.
Yeah, so my career background would be kind of short. I'm still kind of young, but so through college, I went to University of Louisville, and at University of Louisville, I worked at UPS, and so kind of did a full-time job in management at UPS in the Air District, managing several employees, and then simultaneously a full-time student. So there was a lot of hours in my day, and stayed really busy, but it was definitely an experience, and I think, all in all, just working that much, I think was super beneficial. But yeah, it was one of those things that right when I graduated, I kind of knew that UPS was not where I wanted to be long term. Archetype kind of presented itself as an opportunity, and it just seemed like something I couldn't pass up on. So
you've been here now a little over a year and a half, or
about a year and a half.
Yeah. So I remember even chatting with you when you first joined. That was one of the things that I kind of knew that you'd be successful in consulting when you were able to handle, and I've said this on other conversations, but handle a little bit of chaos and still be successful. Doing school and working full time.
Yep.
There's chaos involved.
It was chaos for sure, and there was a lot of sleepless nights.
Yeah.
So or days, as I worked nights at UPS. So,
oh yeah, sheesh. Oh man. So then you joined Archetype. You really didn't have any one-stream experience, right?
None.
Yeah. So how's that been kind of in general, trying to learn one stream, and then also what's been the most valuable assets either here at Archetype or even outside of Archetype that's helped you be so successful in the year and a half that you've been here?
Yeah. One stream is a beast. There's a whole lot to it. It's really, really complicated and a whole lot of moving parts. And it was definitely, I knew it was going to be a challenge when I came on. There was a lot of I think it was part of it too. Was kind of part of the deal was they wanted to see what a truly green individual would look like coming in and teaching, and what would be the best methods. There's a lot of testing and things out and things like that. So it's been awesome learning, and you said what assets. There's no greater asset than the entire team of at Archetype. Just the amount of professional intelligence, just people who are so willing to teach, and so someone like me being a junior consultant, it's really just this atmosphere that's super conducive to learning, because everybody wants to help everybody, and that has been, there's no greater asset than that as a junior consultant, being able to lean on the people that have been there before you. So
yeah, I feel like that's rare, and I've had other conversations that people said that in their past roles, they felt like it was competitive.
Yes.
Where at Archetype, there isn't anybody with an ego, and usually in consulting, as many of who have worked in consulting, your most valuable asset is what you know.
Yep.
So sharing what you know sometimes can, to people, diminish their value to the company, but the sharing it is actually what even increases it ultimately. If everybody's doing it, like the whole company, the whole team succeeds, and then also the clients do, and it just leads to more growth overall.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
so true.
Yeah.
What's something that's really surprised you about consulting?
Well, surprised me. I mean, the thing is, there's so much to know. And so I would say, I knew that obviously going in, there's going to be a lot to know. There's one stream, there's just the industry of consulting itself, is that's a whole animal. There's a lot of, programming involved. I think it's not that I knew there was going to be a lot of unknowns coming in. So I would just say overall, I mean, maybe just how much there really was to learn, and in terms of one stream, in terms of now not only are you learning one stream, but you're applying it to different industries, and that looks a little bit different. There's different solutions. Everybody wants things a little bit different, and overall, I would say not that was really a surprise, but it's just there's a lot of unknowns, and so it's constantly okay, a new challenge, a new challenge, a new challenge, and it's not, I mean, it's pretty repeatable, but like I said, each client has very specific needs, and that's one of the cool things about OneStream is that you can go and satisfy each need, specifically as they need. So
Yeah, and the customization of it just
exactly
makes it great.
Super malleable.
What attributes, I'm curious, from your past roles or past role at UPS has helped you really obviously be successful this past year and a half?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think through UPS and school, we kind of talked about it. There was a lot of hours that I was working, so it would look often like, there was a couple, usually for me, sometimes like a Monday through Wednesday, I wouldn't sleep, so it's like a lot of hard work. So really, just kind of developed a work ethic, and so I think that has really, that carries over in every industry and every, aspect of life. If you're willing to work, you can get results. And so I think that's a big one. But, I worked in management, and so I had a lot of different employees. Being a younger individual in management, I had employees that had been working there longer than I've been alive, and so navigating some of that has been, that was a challenge at the time, but it's something that I think carries over. It just being able to interact with people socially and to be able to communicate. That's a big thing in consulting. So
then last question I kind of have for you overall, and we've asked really pretty much everyone this, but with being here almost a year and a half now, like what's been your favorite part about working at Archetype?
Yeah, I think I've kind of alluded to it at this point. Just the camaraderie.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. It's hard to find in a, post-COVID, everybody kind of working from home. It's hard to find that. I would imagine.
Yeah.
And the fact that we have it here at Archetype, it's awesome. And then now we're meeting here. A lot of these people I'm meeting in person for the first time, and it's like like we've known each other the whole time. And it's just everybody's having a blast, and it's been, we're getting a lot of work done, a lot of solid collaboration, and just learning again from one another. It's a great team to be a part of.
Yeah.
So
I'll ask you one more question.
Okay.
What's next? What's your career look like in OneStream? Like, what are you thinking?
That's a really good question. Man, I'm just kind of heads down, grinding, just kind of see what it has in store for me. Currently, just taking on more responsibilities, and hopefully taking on more of a lead role in some of these projects, and just being able to maybe even kind of make more of my own design on some of these things, and kind of see the requirements, and then just kind of really put my own spin on some things. So yeah, and then who knows? There's also a potential management side of things that I think would be really fun for me. So
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Well, I appreciate you coming on. You're crushing it.
Yeah.
Everyone's been seeing that. So keep it up, and we'll have more of these conversations, I'm sure. But thanks for tuning in, everyone.
Awesome.